today's video, I am going to be sharing with you guys my 2018 makeup favorites for the year. I essentially went through and tried to pick out a product from each category and share with you guys what I found myself using the most in the year of 2018. Since we were wrapping up this year and we were heading into 2019, I wanted to get this video out. I'm not really sure if it's gonna go up towards the beginning of 2019 or if I'm gonna be able to get it up at the end of this year. We shall see. But I actually filmed this video on Christmas Eve before I left for like all my festivities. I woke up early, was like, I'm gonna be productive and get this done. And then unfortunately all my footage was out of focus when I went back to edit the video. So that was quite unfortunate. But anyways, I am refilming this, and for this video I am going to be somewhat brief even though I'm hitting a ton of categories. I have talked about a lot of these products through my videos this past year, so this is just kind of like a roundup of products. So it's quite the intro, but let's go ahead and get started. By the way, I just got my hair cut. Doesn't it look so much healthier? If you guys are curious about who does my hair, I will leave her Instagram down below where you can contact her. She's amazing. Her name is Sky. She is the most talented hairstylist I've ever encountered, and every time I walk out of her salon, I'm absolutely in love with how my hair turns out. My mom goes there now, my sister goes there. She's absolutely amazing, highly recommend, so I'll put her link down below as well. Product category number one is going to be my favorite base slash primer for the year, and that is the VDL Lumi Layer Primer Fresh. Now you guys know that I use the VDL Lumi Layer Primer for quite some time. It's actually a pretty popular Korean beauty product in general, so I was super stoked when I saw they came out with their fresh version because this one is slightly different in the sense that it has a more warm golden undertone to it. I made a whole video on the Lumi layers, the differences, undertones in general, which I will also link below in case you're curious. But this is something that I absolutely love. It gives me that glow from within, and since it now has an undertone that really suits my skin, it looks really nice on me. I mean, the original one looked nice as well, at least I thought so, but I'm wearing it underneath my skin underneath my makeup. So if you guys are wondering kind of what gives me that glow lately, in the past couple of months, this has been it. Okay, 2018 has definitely been a year of the eyebrow, and actually moving more towards, I feel like, the more natural brow, not such a stencil type of look. So for my brows this year, the product that I find myself reaching for the most is the Etude House Drawing Brow. Now this is a very affordable product. I've probably gone through like 2 or 3 of these this year. In fact, I've lost the cap on my spoolie end because I throw this in my travel bag with me. I take it with me whenever I'm running around. Just something that I feel like really suits my brows. I love the shape of the tip. It's easy to work with, and it just gives me a very nice natural look. And I do change up how I do my brows, of course, throughout the year. I mean, it's very rare that I'll use a single product every single day for the entire year, since I do try a lot of beauty products, and that's kind of my job, or it is my job. And yeah, so this is something that I will try some stuff for a month and then come back to this, and then try another thing and then come back to this. This is kind of like my tried and true. Okay, so for the eyeshadows, I kind of have a couple different subcategories because I didn't feel like it was gonna be fair if I just said an overarching favorite eye product, because eye products for me, or at least eyeshadow looks, are kind of the mecca of makeup for me. It is like my favorite thing to do when I'm doing my own makeup. So the first category, I guess, or subcategory I'm gonna have in this is my favorite palette of the year, and that is the Urban Decay Naked Petite Heat palette. Now I love this little guy. To be completely honest, when I first opened this palette up, I looked at it and thought, well, there's maybe like 1 or 2 looks I can do with that. But ever since I started using this, I probably got this back in the summertime, I think. I've used it super consistently. I take this when I travel because it's a nice compact palette, but I also find that it's very misleading in the sense that you get a lot more looks than you would think you'd get with this palette. I find the colors blend really well. They're very complementary to my skin tone and the type of looks I typically go for. That one was a definite winner for me, and I think that was definitely the most used palette for me this year. Now moving on to single shadows. They are in palettes, but because I have so many of them, I put them in palettes. And the single eyeshadows that I've loved for 2018 are the Etude House Look at My Eyes single shadows. One thing that I always really appreciate about Etude House, and you're gonna notice I'll mention them a couple more times in this video, but I love that they have bolder colors. They like to step outside of the comfort zone when it comes to Korean beauty and launch different types of collections, different makeup products, different shadows and shades and ranges. So I can appreciate that, because one thing I find with Korean eyeshadows is, although it's kind of fitted to the trends that are popular in Korea, obviously, for me, I love a pigmented look. So I feel like the Etude House Look at My Eyeshadows are the best for that. So really love these. I've loved these for quite some time. They're very affordable. They're like $4 to $6 per shadow depending on the formulation you get. So I'd highly recommend those. Now the last subcategory I have for eyeshadows are the glitters. So I feel like glitters have been so popular in 2018. The super shockingly bright and vivid, multi-chromatic type of glitter liquid shadows. I'm absolutely obsessed with them this year, and one that I've really been enjoying are these ones from Vanilla Co. I believe these are called the Eye Crush. I will look it up because they printed right on top of the names. I have actually more shades than just these three, but for demonstration's sake, I'll show you guys these ones. I'm actually wearing the gold one here, which is in the shade Laser Eye? Sounds like lazy eye. Huh? On my lids right now. These last a very long time. I don't find that with these, unlike a lot of other liquid shadows I've tried, that I get a ton of fallout throughout the day. They seem to adhere very well to my eyes. Although I will say I don't have an oily eyelid, so I can't attest to how they would perform on someone who has oilier eyelids. But for me, I really like them. I love how bright and pigmented and glittery and eye-catching they are. They're easy to work with, they go on smoothly, they don't clump up on your lids, and they're really nice. So I really like these ones from Vanilla Co. So the next category I'm going to be discussing are eyeliners. Now I have two subcategories in this category. I will be mentioning a liquid eyeliner that I love and have loved for a while, and I'll also be mentioning pencil eyeliners. Now before I get into talking about the products themselves, I have to say I've had a bit of a revelation this year when it comes to eyeliner, that I tend to stick more towards liquid eyeliners, if anything, anymore. I think as I've gotten a little bit older, I've been slightly the key term, a little bit lower maintenance with my makeup in general. And also, I just don't want to have to spend a ton of time removing it if I apply a ton of makeup. Now, of course, compared to the average person, I definitely wear more makeup, but for me, 5 years ago, this is definitely a step down from how much makeup I used to use. So having said that, and the reason why I bring that up is because I lean towards liquid eyeliners, because I won't line my waterline like I used to, because I find me having to get a Q-tip and get in between every single eyelash at the end of the night is just a little bit more maintenance than I'd like to do. So, but I will go ahead and share with you guys the liquid liner that I have loved for this year, and that is the Clio Waterproof Pen Liner in Kill Black. Now, I will say I have loved this for years, and I think they've reformulated this because this is a bit more liquidy and inky than I remember this being like 4 years ago. I recently picked this up a couple months ago, so I've been using it on and off. But the reason that I'm mentioning this is because I can't say that I have another liquid liner that I absolutely fell in love with this year. I was just kind of like, this does the trick with all the other eyeliners except this one. So if you guys have heard if they've reformulated, please let me know, or if you've noticed that your Kill Black is a little bit more inky, or maybe it's just mine, I'm not really sure. But I do still enjoy this. I'm actually wearing it on my lids today. It's very pigmented. The inkiness kind of works with it because it just kind of glides along the eyelid, but at the same time, it's still dark and pigmented, and it gives you a very precise line. So I still enjoy this. It doesn't smudge, it lasts throughout the day. Now moving on to the pencil liners, and like I mentioned at the beginning of my little eyeliner spiel, I haven't been using pencil liners as much as I used to. However, what I will use them for is I will use them as like accent liners. So I'll basically line my eye with a liquid liner, and then I'll go over top with a bright pop of a pencil liner. It's just something that's easy that I like doing. I don't know, I'm not a professional. It's just what I do from you know, my personal day-to-day routine, and I have really been loving the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencils. I think a lot of people enjoy these. They're excellent. They come in a lot of different colors. I have a ton of them. I actually have more of them than just these shades. I personally do gravitate more towards obviously like the blues and the purples and the greens. They just look better on my brown eyes and they make my eyes not look so poopy. But yeah, I really like these. I think they're good. They last all day. They're smudge proof once they set. They come in like amazingly beautiful colors, and usually whenever I wear a bright color on my lid that's one of these, I get compliments day to day like, oh my gosh, your eye makeup is so cool. And I'm like, thanks. I just put eyeliner on top of eyeliner. Yes, I'm talented. Okay, moving on to my favorite false lash of this year. Now, I definitely have had a favorite of 2018 that I've basically used every single time I've worn false eyelashes. If I go to an event or have a special occasion or I'm filming a video like now and I want my eyes to look bold and pretty and stand out, and those are the velour lashes. They came out with these, I believe, this year, and these are the effortless velour lashes. And when they say effortless, they really do mean effortless. Now, these are definitely more on the high end of false lashes, and I've tried other high-end, quote-unquote, false lash brands, but for me, they look kind of, on my eyes and my eye shape, I don't know if it's just because I'm not used to seeing myself, but I think I look kind of silly. Like they're a little bit too thick and a little bit too dark and a little bit too bold for my liking. I typically go for something a bit more natural, and these are about as bold as I personally like to go. I like them to look like my eyelashes, so the effortless ones have been excellent for that. These are actually trimmed a little bit shorter, so you don't have to like guess as to, okay, is this gonna fit my eye shape? Oh, great, I cut too much off. You don't have to deal with that. So these are really nice. The pair that I'm actually wearing right now, the box is over here. Let me grab that. Is this one right here, the Would I Lie? And these are also the effortless ones. So I love these, and even though they're a little bit pricier, I will say that the quality does hold to how much money you invest in your eyelashes. If you take good care of them and you maintain them well and you don't just like rip them off your eyelashes at the end of the day and like tear the eyelash glue off of them, they will last like 10 to 15 wears. I've been able to stretch mine that many times, and I've been successful with that, I believe. But you can definitely tell when you're wearing the velour lashes that you're wearing something a little bit more special and a little bit more high quality. So now we're gonna move into the face makeup, and I will say I mentioned my base because I'm going in the order that I applied on my skin. So that's why the base is like an outlier at the beginning of the video. I guess this is kind of broken up into subcategories because I'm going to be mentioning my favorite cushion of the year, as well as two foundations that I really loved. One's kind of my summertime and one's kind of my wintertime, which is why I'm mentioning two. So let's just jump into it. Now, my favorite foundation for the summertime, and realistically, these are for all year round. This is just in a darker shade than I am right now. I have absolutely fell in love with the VEL Perfecting Last Foundation. This is like butter on my skin. My skin looks absolutely flawless when I apply this. This has to be one of my favorite Korean foundations that I found in a while, that I applied it on my skin and was obsessed with it from the beginning. Now, this has a beautiful coverage to it. I find that it covers my dark under eye circles. It'll cover any breakouts if I have it. It covers any pigmentation issues I have. If I really wanted to, I could just kind of add this to a couple extra areas and layer it up a little bit, and the coverage would be good on its own. And sometimes when it comes to Korean foundations, I have a bit of a harder time finding higher coverage foundations. And I also love this because it matches my skin. I'm naturally a very tan person, so I have and always have had a harder time finding Korean foundations that match my skin. So I love that this matches my skin, and the undertone actually matches my skin. It's not trying to like brighten my skin or make it look like something it's not. It just takes my skin to another level and makes it look like a better version of itself. I feel like that's what foundation is for. Okay, so next let's go ahead and talk about my winter foundation. And again, I'm putting quotes because I'm basically just saying that it's my winter favorite because I would wear this year round. It's just a lighter shade, so it goes for winter time. And that is the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear Foundation. I'm wearing it on my skin now. honestly, it's pretty similar to my feelings about the BDL foundation. I love the coverage of this. It lasts a long time. The foundation shade fits me really well. And of course it's Lancome, so you're gonna be able to find this in a ton of shades. So if you're looking for a knockout foundation, I would highly recommend this. It actually doesn't really feel like you have foundation on your skin. It's a very light feeling type of foundation, despite the fact it performs like a high coverage, full coverage foundation. So this is awesome. I really love this foundation as well. So these are the two foundations that were rocking my world in 2018 that I really loved. Le Cushion favorite of 2018 is the Hera Black Cushion. I mentioned this a lot this year. This was one of those cushion foundations that when I tried it, I absolutely fell in love with it. I really enjoy Hera's line of cushions in general. To be completely honest, I haven't really found a Hera cushion that I don't enjoy. They're just really good at the cushion game. But the black cushion was really good for me this year. I really like the coverage. Again, the color finally fits me. I wear shade 25 Amber in case you're wondering. But yeah, the Hera Black Cushion's really good. I have a full review on my channel, so I won't get too into it, and I'll link that down below too in case you're curious. But I believe I picked this up in like March or April of this year, and when I wanted something for travel or I wanted something that was just gonna look perfect and I knew it was gonna perform well, I would reach for my Hera Black Cushion. So I'll actually probably end up getting a refill of this because I like it that much, and that's very rare because I try a lot of cushions and have a lot of cushions, so the fact that I'm willing to buy another one means I really like it. Okay, so my concealer favorite for 2018. So I've mentioned this a ton of times in several videos, and that is the Missha Cover Maestro Tip Concealer. Now, I have to say, Missha for me is sometimes really hit or miss with their makeup. Sometimes I really enjoy their makeup products, and sometimes I'm just like, what are we doing here? Hey. But this has been one that I really enjoyed this year. Now, of course, we know I still love the concealers that I've loved consistently, like the Cover Perfection Tip Concealer. This has just been one that I discovered and that launched this year that I really liked, and I use this daily. I'm using it right now. Does a really good job of covering a lot of different issues I might have. So this is one of those like multi-purpose concealers. You can use it under your eyes, you can use it on pimples, you can use it on hyperpigmentation, you can use it on whatever you're trying to cover. It's just an excellent concealer, and yeah, I really like this one too. Now, my favorite powder for the year of 2018 is a product that I picked up a couple years ago, and then it kind of just, you know, made its way towards the back of my powder drawer, and then I rediscovered it this year and was like, whoa, this thing has just been sitting in the back of that drawer wasting time when it could have been on my face and I could have been enjoying it. So that is the Vanilla Co. Hydrating Prime Primer Finish Powder. Now, this is obviously a new one, so I bought a new one, you guys, don't judge me. But this powder is so good. Now, this is so good because I have dry skin and I have the worst time sometimes finding powders. A lot of times when I use setting powders, they will look dry on my skin and just emphasize any dryness I already have on my skin. But the conundrum that I run into with powder is that I need powder to set certain areas of my face, because I'm sure you've noticed in my videos, I'm a very expressive person. I smile a lot, I laugh a lot, my eyebrows move, my under eyes tend to crease. So if I don't set my makeup, it will crease no matter what. So I have to use a little bit of powder. It's like what I refer to as selectively setting. So basically I just do like under my eyes, around my mouth, and a little bit on my forehead to like dash the shine away. And this has been perfect for this. It's literally like answered all of my prayers, wishes, and dreams in 2018 because it is that good. I will say this is a daytime powder. So do not wear it if you're going to be using flash photography, if you're going to anywhere where you're gonna be taking pictures at night. I have made that mistake like 5 times and looked at my pictures and been like, oh man, I definitely forgot and wore my Vanilla Co. Hydrating Finishing Powder, because you can see exactly where I set my face. So I will. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to some cheek favorites for 2018. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with blushes, and the 2 subcategories I have for blushes is powder blushes and then cream blushes. So for powder blushes, I'll just talk about this really quick because I don't think either one of my picks for cream and powder are gonna be that surprising. But my favorite powder blushes for this year are the Etude House, what are these? lovely cookie blushers. Now I have a ton of these. I have actually more in my collection, but I love the Etude House Lovely Cookie Blushers because they go on the skin really smoothly. They don't get patchy. They come in a variety of colors. I love blushes that are actually a little bit more sheer because when it comes to my blush color, I like it to be more of a wash of color that I'm naturally having a little light flush to my skin. So these suit that very well and I just really like them. The powder is very finely milled and they don't get overly powdery, which is nice when it comes to cheek products. And they actually show up on my skin. Well, I mean, most of them show up on my skin. Obviously, I'm not purchasing the lighter shades, but sometimes when it comes to blushes in general or specifically Korean blushes, I have a hard time finding blushes that will show up on my skin because I have a tanner skin tone. But the Etude House Lovely Cookie Blushers show up on my skin, so that's really exciting for me and I absolutely love them. They're affordable. And yeah, my only complaint I think with these are that they are bulky. Like they are not very travel friendly. They take up a lot of room. So I actually might go through and depot mine as much as it pains me because it is really cute. But yeah, this is a little excessive. I'm trying to downsize and minimize. And then for my favorite cream blush of 2018, I love the Undertone Sugar Ball Cushion Cheek Colors. These are so good. I actually don't know why they call them cushion cheek colors because these aren't cushion. They're literally just cream blushes. So, I mean, maybe it's because you apply them with an air puff. I'm not really sure. Besides the point, I really like these. These make my skin look nice and dewy, so I prefer these towards the winter time when I want my skin to look glowy and healthy and just effortless. These are great for that. These blend on my skin very nicely. I don't find that they emphasize like my pores or get stuck in like awkward places. Again, they come in a variety of colors. They're affordable and I really like these. I've actually repurchased shades. Since these are cream blushes, I try to pay attention to the expiration date on these. So I actually do repurchase these and wear them a ton. So let's talk about my favorite highlighter for 2018, and I think this was basically one of my favorite highlighters of 2017. I remember mentioning these, I think it was the 2017 monthly favorites or something like that. But they are the Tarte Amazonian Clay highlighters. These are so good and I can understand the hype behind them because they are brilliant, they're beautiful and gorgeous. They give you that perfect Instagram highlight that I feel like sometimes is hard to hit. It doesn't emphasize my pores, it doesn't look patchy on my skin. These are just gorgeous. Now I'm actually wearing them right now. The one in particular I'm wearing is Stunner. And the other one that I have is in Exposed Highlight. So I have these two and basically these have really been like daily highlights for me. I'll interchange between the two of them. So if I have a bit of a cooler look, I use Stunner. If I have a bit of a warmer look, I use the Exposed Highlight. And I have had these, like I said, probably like since 2017. I literally just dip my brush in them and then maybe in Stunner, I got a little dip towards the pan and a slight dip in Stunner. But these are one of those products that a little goes a long way. I kid you not, I just pop, pop, and then just brush it on my cheek and I've got like a glow for days. So these are gorgeous. So my favorite bronzer of 2018 is a little bit of a pricier one, but this bronzer fits my skin super, super well and looks really pretty on my skin. I'm wearing it today. I pretty much have worn it every day in 2018, and that is from Chanel, and it is Le Beige Healthy Glow Sheer Color. It says it's number 50, so I'm assuming these come in different shades. Chanel actually sent this to me. But it is so pretty. It is like a slightly warmer toned bronze, but not so warm that it goes orangey on my skin tone, and sometimes for me that's really hard to find. It's very finely milled and smooth. It doesn't powder up on my skin. Just really just blends beautifully into my contour, and it's just like an effortless product. One of those products that for me, it's a no-brainer when I use it. And I've been basically using this for a lot of this year, and I, again, have just barely dipped into the product. So again, this is one of those products I just dip my brush in and then use it on my cheeks and a little bit on my temple. Absolutely beautiful, and I am definitely going to continue using this for 2019 until I find another bronzer that I like. But until then, I'm going to stick to my Le Beige. Okay, this has been a winded video, but I promise you guys we are coming to an end because we are coming into the straightaway with some lip products. Now, lip products for me this year have been a little different. I mean, I have tried a lot of lip products this year, and I'll be totally honest, I don't have a ton of standouts. I do have the product that I'm wearing on my lips right now. So I guess my favorite lipstick of 2018 is from Buxom, surprisingly. I don't think I've ever mentioned Buxom on my channel. This is the Bold Gel Lipstick, and this is in Sinful Cinnamon. This is essentially the type of color that I gravitate towards if I'm gonna go for a matte look. It suits my skin tone really well. This is actually the lipstick that I keep in my purse. So the reason why I'm mentioning this is because this one is easily the most used lip product in 2018 and consistently used lip product in 2018 for me. You can see like how much of a dip I've made. And I know for most people that's not much, but again, for me who tries a ton of lip products, that's actually quite a bit. It smells delightful. It has that like nice vanilla smell. It doesn't dry out my lips. It goes on smoothly. It's pigmented, so a little goes a long way. And yeah, I just really like this lip product. Moving on to my last 2018 makeup favorite for this year is going to be a lip balm, which I guess could have gone into skincare, but I'm going to put it in this video, and that is the DHC Moisture Lip Cream. Now this is the UV one. I do have a couple tubes of the non-UV one, which is just the pink tube, but it's like in my car, there's one in my purse, there's one by my bed. I really love this lip cream. It works really well on my lips. I get super dry lips, and I love how buttery and smooth this goes on. It doesn't feel like I have a ton of like caked up balm on my lips. I can't stand that feeling. I just really like to have just a smooth pout, I guess. So this DHC one is really nice, and I'd highly recommend this. If you guys have cracked lips, give this guy a try. It's super good, and I absolutely love this. Alright you guys, so that is my 2018 makeup favorites. Of course, I'm going to be doing a second part where I will be discussing my 2018 skincare favorites and sharing with you guys my favorite skincare for 2018. As I always do, I will link all the products down below and any videos I might have mentioned throughout this video. And as soon as the 2018 skincare favorites goes up, I will also link that down below. I'm not really sure if I'm going to be adding it like tomorrow or if it's gonna go up in the new year or how I'm gonna do it. It just kind of depends on if my equipment wants to work with me. I would just recommend to follow me on my social media, which I always link down below if you guys want updates on what I'm up to or uploads or anything like that to be in the loop. And also my website, which I have been working on for 2018. That's like a 2019 New Year's resolution, is my website, which is TheBeautyBreakdown.com or MorganAllisonStewart.com. You can find it at both of those. And I'll link that down below as I always do. And as always, I hope you guys are happy and healthy, and don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, share with your friends and family, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys, and I hope you guys had a happy holiday and a safe and happy new year.